All right. We're live. We're live from a hotel room. Yeah. We're live. Let's see if anybody joins us tonight. See if anybody can hear that. Probably. It's probably super annoying. Super annoying. I bet it is. I bet it is. Richard McCoy, I was just thinking about you and how funny your comment was about how you damaged your UB5 speakers and the way that you described it, that you got blankety blank drunk. And I got a big kick out of that. John S. is in the house. 9mm Mike says, yo, hi there, buddy. Just want to tell you I love your videos. Well, Felix, I love you. I haven't even met you yet. Richard's laughing. I dented, so there's a dent in one of my mid-range on my UB5s too. I don't know how it got there. I didn't line the family up though and accuse them of it like you did, which you probably feel bad about. But we've all been there, or most of us have been there. I don't know how this is going to work because I'm on the hotel Wi-Fi and it's not fantastic, but we're going to try it anyway. Ooh, a Panth 9 picked up some Sony SSCS5s. You're in for a treat. I don't know. Where are you coming from? Because if you were like listening to, I don't know, ELAC Unify UB52s and then you got the CS5s. Alan Keith Herring. Alan! Because that's what you did with your writing on the keyboard. Mm-hmm. Sure did. We got 22 people on 2 likes. Lots of fun here. Fun on the road. On the road. Ooh, upgrading from Polk. Polk what? Polk T series? S series? Hold on, I'm going to try to move the camera with my feet. Is that better? Yeah. 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 Yeah, I kind of liked it the first way. Isn't that always what happens? Ooh, what's happening at 2:34 a.m., speaker boy? I don't know. I'll probably be sleeping at 2:34 a.m. I hope to be. Otherwise, the night probably went really wrong. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm hoping this works. Ooh, T-Series. Okay. You're in for a treat then. Abernathy Niner. In for a treat. Especially if it was like the T15s. I was actually thinking about some fun things to do with the T15s. I think we're gonna have some fun stuff happen in the video world. We got 35 people, 5 likes. Hey Dan, Mr. Brown, Dan Brown, everybody, Double D in the house. I have $1,000 budget for a small, simple setup for my bedroom. Any advice on speaker, amps? Ooh, okay. If you want to go the traditional way, the TA100 from Emotive is out of stock and probably won't be for about another month. This is tough because that's my like de facto amp recommendation. If it's for your room, though, you can strongly consider the Vista Audio Spark. Okay, it's analog only, has no remote, but then you can pair that with, like, let's say, Topping D50S, which has a remote, so you can control volume, and it has LDAC Bluetooth. Okay, so now you're at 389 plus 250, so that's 589. 9 plus okay, so 640, and then you have about $400 left over for speakers. I don't know. Maybe you should just get the Unify UB52s for 500. Sometimes they're even more affordable than that. Or and the Denon PMA 600NE. Oh, there we go. Our first upgrade to a Marantz PM 5005 Yamo S803s and ELAC sub. Cool. What's up, uh, Feliciano? Happy Friday to you. How would you compare some of the cheap speakers you review with some of the pretty expensive speakers out there? Things like Watts, for example. Well, I don't know. Uh, Akita Tika LLC. I haven't listened to a lot of expensive stuff. I listened to a pair of $10,000 B and Ws, and they sound awful lot like the $1,000 Emotiva T2 pluses. Ooh, oh yeah, Rock City with a great recommend in here. 3030 eyes for $399.99, and I've been spending some time with those bad boys. Are you a big believer? Okay, from Kodama, are you a big believer in amps coloring sound, or do you go off different V per channel? I've never been able to tell much difference between amps other than power. Okay, so you can definitely start to hear a difference, Kodama. And the example I'll give is the SVS sound bass, which is lush. The Denon PMA 600NE, which is lush. Okay, and then look at like the Iota VX stuff, which is pretty lively on top, or like the Topping MX3, which is pretty lively on top. Then, kind of in the middle, you have the Emotiva TA100. Okay. So, there is definitely amps have different sound signatures. Marantz and Denon, a little bit more lush, nice bottom end, a little thick on the bottom. Average Guy Hi Fi, you the man. Keep on keeping on. Thank you. Average Guy Hi-Fi. I appreciate that. Everybody go and subscribe to Average Guy Hi-Fi if you're not already. You should also subscribe to Audio Architects, but he spells architects really weird. Here, maybe I'll text him and tell him to get on the live stream. Oh my goodness, something just happened. My computer. Whoa, Apple iPhone. I turned it. I opened my iPhone. That's what. Dominique Frere calling out everybody on as an audio nerd. Oh, there's Shenzhen Audio. Hello, Shenzhen Audio. All right, there's an awful lot of noises going on. No, I haven't played with an Outlaw Feliciano. I'd love to though. I've heard great things about Outlaw. I've got an older Denon PMA 7000. A lot of my friends have some Marantz and budget Sony amps. Landon Porter, $50. $25 going to Homes for Our Troops. Landon, you're such a nice individual. That's awesome. 50% of any of the super chat things or stickers that cost money, apparently, going to go to Homes for Our Troops. Great veterans organization. Shenzhen Audio is in the house. Shenzhen sells awful lot of good stuff by SMSL, Topping. They got a Gustard DAC that I actually want to hear very badly. MQA, it's like $500. It's awesome. I don't know if it's awesome, but I think it's gonna be awesome. Landon Porter, thanks for all you do, man. Are you in a hotel because you're trying to evade the warrant? No, I'm actually in a hotel for business and kind of it's kind of business too, because it's a guy from my company that's getting married, and then I have to take some equipment back to Dallas area on Sunday. Matt Callis. Holy Hana, Randy, you have to be the busiest guy on YouTube. Maybe. Maybe I just love you all so much. Maybe I love you, everybody out there, so much that I just want to give you as much content as you can possibly handle. Or maybe I have obsessive compulsive disorder. Either way, you guys benefit if you like me. If you don't, then it's probably just a really big annoyance. That is my top one for integrated amplifier for when I'm ready to upgrade to have more features. Feliciano. I don't know what you're talking about. Which one? Hopefully we're still live because I'm on hotel Wi-Fi. We'll see. We'll see if anything pops my way. Any more comments? Hmm. Oh yeah, J Benz. I do have my Ron headphones on. Actually, mine are cooler though. Um, it's mine are gold. His are silver. Mine are like '90s retro cool car badges. Okay, still left. Rainy, have you tried or heard the Ayune Ain Un X8 Magic Deck? No, but anything that's called Magic Deck sounds awesome. OCD does have an upside: attention to detail. Yeah, washing your hands 75 times. Q Acoustic 3030i versus ELAC UB52 or KEF Q350. Ooh. Okay. So, first of all, they're all awesome. All right. I don't want to get too heavy into the Q Acoustics right now, but I think the ELAC and the KEF are very similar. I think the UB52 edge out the 350s for top end clarity. However, the Qs have some pretty special sauce going on them as well. All right. And hopefully that review will be out sooner rather than later. Jay Benz likes the gold better. Yeah, they're pretty cool. Jeff S says thanks for your recommendations. Well, thank you, Jeff S. I'm glad that I can be helpful. Ooh, Martin, I don't know how to say your last name. I have Ron's backup phones, the Grado SR80Es. A good friend of mine named Brock, or B Rock, as I like to call him, he sent me a pair for my birthday. They're pretty good. My wife says that I in OCD too, or I have OCD. I tell her that I am CDO. The letters should be in alphabetical order. Nailed it. Matt Hammer. Oh, there's Brock right there. B Rock. I was just talking about you, B Rock. Have you heard the Peachtree Deco? I have not heard anything from Peachtree, but I've heard great things about Peachtree. Hong Kong. John Long. Jared Research just did a Sony S. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. Yeah. He liked it. I don't blame him. They're pretty awesome. No wonder I didn't hear the kids joking. I love that you're still a family dude, though you have a channel. Unlike others that try to be all professional and they aren't themselves. I tried to be like super professional and stuff. And this YouTube thing is like not that hard if you just schedule your time and then do it when the kids go to bed and your wife goes to sleep. Or do it when you're on the road in a hotel. And don't watch any TV and don't watch any more YouTube because you're making YouTube stuff. So it's awesome though. I just don't waste time anymore. I still have a job too. I just bought some neat IOTAs, but I'm thinking of swapping them out for some LS50 Black Editions. Thoughts? I had the LS50 Black Edition. It depends. If you have subs, LS50s can be cool. If you don't have subs, I think you're going to be disappointed in the bottom end of the LS50s. Do you have some sort of fake bokeh enabled on your camera? Video feed looks strange. No, that's real bokeh. I'm shooting at 1.4. It's not fake. There. Let's see if I can get this to. All right. There. Okay, see? Hi. This isn't fake bokeh. It's real. And then we go like this. And it comes back into focus. I don't know. If it looks like crap, it's probably because I'm on crap Wi-Fi. But thanks for noticing, MWTC. Appreciate that. It is too bad changing volume through Windows itself instead of the DAC. You can just max your volume out on your computer. That's what I do. Ever thought of making a video about your approach to speaker placement? Ooh, Pedro Martins. You know, Ron's really good. So he has it's called LOTS, loudspeaker optimization, something or other. He's like the master at it. So me, I'm just like, I put them close to the wall if I want more bass, pull them out, kind of pull them out further and tone them in a little bit. It depends on the speaker and depends on your room for sure. You're the man about op amp rolling. I I don't know anything about it. I know some people have talked about it. I've never tried it. Hmm. Hmm. We're down here. You seem Shenzhen Audio says I seem to rarely review IEMs. Sometimes I do. I've got some over there actually. Sennheiser IE300s. I will be reviewing tomorrow to put them up on Sunday. I've reviewed the Tin Hi-Fi P1s, the Blonde BL05s, the Tin Hi-Fi T2s, the Moondrop Starfield, I think. Um, yeah, I've reviewed a few. I'm not like the be all end all IEM. I'm mostly speakers and amps guy, but I like IEMs. I really enjoy them actually. Hoy, hoy, hoy. Really looking forward to the Philharmonic AA Plus review. I just had the BMRs and in-home demo. They're very good. Yeah, Philharmonic didn't want to send anything to me, even if somebody else bought it. Eh, so we'll see. Maybe they'll make it over. Not here at my house. Finally made it for Friday. Routing out hotels and DIY build tonight. Huh? Oh, routing out holes. I can't read. Very cool. Be careful with those routers. That's the only power tool that really scares me. I just feel it's so powerful right in my hands. LGBTY had a Peachtree Deco. Cool. Oh, here we go. I got some CAF Q150s. Friend sold me his Rail i5 set, but I need a decent amp. Dayton 2.1 or SMSL, but they both use a cheap processor. Checks his instrument. Any thoughts on a decent, cheap amp? Hmm. Fozzy Audio actually makes a Class AB. It's just an amp with volume control. It's not on Amazon anymore, but if you go to their website, you can get it. It's like $180. Got a big old power supply. Just analog though. Just so I think a analog in and a volume control. And I've heard good things. There's a review on that on the finer things. Yeah. Yep. Yep. You can change the op amps on the X8. Change the sound. Zeos reviewed it and loved it. Very cool. Gutenberg loved the Cambridge Magic DAC 200. I think Andrew Robinson just did that. All right, Shenzhen Audio. We already talked about IEMs. Picked up an open box SB 4000 today while returning my broken SR for 1250. Ooh, that sounds like a lot of bass. A lot of bass. Have you heard of Belldini amps from the 70s? I haven't. What is my job? I work in this instrumentation and automation. I'm going to at least watch Ron and Steve. Yeah, very good. Are the Dan Clark Aeon RTs best closeback headphones for $500? Thanks from New Orleans. What up, William and the Big Easy? I think they're pretty good. You can tune them a few different ways. You know, they're planar. You're gonna need probably a decent little amp for it. I really like them. I think it's a very good kind of middle of the road, not too thick, not too bright, clear enough. It's a great headphone. However, if you can go open back, I would suggest the Emotivas at about half the price. Yeah. But if you're closed back, they're really good. They're really good. Greetings from Brazil, mate. Thank you, Enzo. Greetings. Thank you. I'd love to go to Brazil. I hear good things. LS50 launched this channel. Kind of. Yeah. The IOTAs are so tiny. I imagine the LS50s have better bottom end. Oh, I don't know. LS50s are good. Um, but if you want extension, you're probably not going to be happy with the LS50. Landon Porter's asking me what lens. It's a Sigma 35 millimeter 1.4 for the Sony. Sony. Love the reviews, but why no sound demos? Well, TK enclosures and exotics. Couple of reasons. One, I don't have the equipment for it. Two, I don't know if you have the equipment for it. I imagine you do because you have enclosures and exotics, and I'm sure you have a lot of cool stuff. But I mean, what good does that do? I mean, if I don't have the mic placement right, if I don't have the right setup, if I don't have the right, I mean, there's so many different things, right? And then it goes through the internet, and then it comes out your DAC into your headphones or your speakers and through your amp. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know a lot of value in it. I know Zeos does it, and I know Ron does it, and they have the equipment for it. I just don't, and I don't know. I don't. Maybe someday. Maybe. Maybe someday. Ooh, okay. Here's a good one for my stick. Can you recommend a DAC on a 400? It would be an upgrade from my NAD. Well, to be fair, I've never heard your NAD. Any opinion on the Ship Modi 3 multibit? No, but I wanted to buy it. They're currently out of stock on it. So no. The Topping D50S is pretty solid. It's a Saber DAC. It's pretty good. It's pretty good, but I want to get a multi-bit in for sure. Table saws are scary. Sort of chainsaws. I don't mind the table saw for some reason. It's the router, and it just feels like it could rip everything apart, or it can explode. Like it just seems like so much torque in such a small area. Uh-oh. We don't have a looks like we don't have a moderator in here tonight. Does your Vista Spark run out of gas when driving ELACs in your family room since it's a fairly large room? I haven't tried it in there. I need to though. 20 watts is a lot. It really is. It really is. Now, with that said, the UB52s I think are pretty low sensitivity, maybe like 85. That would be a good that'd be a good test. Ooh, Richard McCoy. I'm missing a lot of these. We're getting so many comments. I know between two speakers is a ton of work, but I really miss it. Could you please do it once a month? I need a fix. Richard, for you, yeah. We're gonna make it happen. One question about the Orchard Audio Pecan Pie. We can use it only for the DAC, and how do you do that via USB? Okay, so here's the deal with Orchard Audio. Their stuff's kind of confusing. All right, so there's a pecan pie, and that has a Raspberry Pi in it, and it has their DAC hat on it. Okay, so they basically have two DACs. One is for Raspberry Pis. Okay, so they sell that one, and then they sell the pecan pie, which has that DAC in it, and then they sell the pecan pie USB SPDIF DAC. Okay, all right. So it gets a little bit confusing. I don't know what the question was. Oh, so if it's the pecan pie and it's got the Raspberry Pi in it, you can't use anything going into it as the DAC. It's just the Pi's DAC. You're the first person I've ever heard not to be amazed by the LS50s. Here in the UK, every hi-fi store will try to shove them down your throat. They have that British sound. I don't know if they have that British sound. I thought British sound was a little bit more laid back and lush, according to Wharfdale when I talked to him. Careful, it's 50s like that. Yeah, they're good. They need a sub though. I mean, they're fine. They're fine. They need a sub. That's all I can say about the LS50s. Um, there's probably a reason why they want to shove them down your throat though. If they are a traditionally distributed product, maybe they make more money on it. What do you do for work? I'm in instrumentation and automation. Ooh, who's the live stream sponsor? Hmm. Tonight's Cheap Audio Man live stream is brought to you by Courtyard Marriott. When you're on the road traveling for work and you want a home away from home, give Courtyard a shot. The towels are clean. The toilet paper is like sandpaper, just like home. Courtyard Marriott. I hope you like that. Oh man, we're so far down. Oh, have you considered doing a DIY speaker? Yes. CSS audio, GR research, and then I've got some classics twos that I built a while ago, and then maybe something from somebody else. Except they don't want to send it to me. My take on Tecton. I think they're great. I would love to have one. Planar speakers are hungry. My dogs are hungry. What's that movie from? What's that from? What movie is that from? What up, Richard? My fine friend. Ooh, Richard, you're just buying everything. You got the JBLs and the ELACs, and they're awesome. Richard loves the way they feel. They are awesome, buddy. Are you going to choose between the JBLs and the ELACs and send one back? Or are you keeping them both? What are my thoughts on the Emotiva headphones? I think they're great. I don't know what Josh said. I'd have to look at it. I think Emotiva uses a very $25. Who did that? Ginger Hermit for some softer TP. Heck of a guy. $12.50 going to Homes for Our Troops. Ginger Hermit. Philanthropist. Toilet paper empathizer. What about the pumpkin pie? Ooh, I like the sound of that. Richard, you're the best. That dude, your comment, Richard, lived like when I'm having a bad time in life or at a moment, I think of your comment about your birthday and you knocking all your speakers over, and it makes me smile so big. I love hearing everybody's stories. Oh, I think the Clips R51 PM would be a significant upgrade over an Edifier 1700 BT? Okay, so I don't know. But I will say if the Clips R51 PM has a sub out, then I would think about it because the 1700 BT does not. However, the 1700 BTS does have a sub out. I haven't heard the 1700 BTS because I own it. It's at work. Oh, Martin chiming in about the multi-bit. It's good. Laid back, not very detailed. Good to know. All right, I hate to do this. I think we're gonna just scroll down to the bottom. Thank you for your Emotiva B1 Plus review. Got mine in today and and they sound incredible. I love to hear that. I love it when people hear the Emotiva B1 Pluses for the first time because they're so cool and they have such personality and their own flavor. 12 volts. I'm on a 12-volt solar system. Any recommendations for if you're on I mean, if you're using any AC devices, don't you have some type of transformer? I don't know. I don't know how to answer that. All right, we're doing it. I'm sorry, we're going all the way to the bottom. Okay. Richard says, I plan on keeping both. I can't wait to share with you the information about Crutchfield on Zoom. Love to sit up and watch, but I got a super early morning tomorrow. Have a great night. Good night, Richard. Thanks for jumping in, buddy. Hey, greetings from Chile. What do you think is better to buy, a cheap new receiver or an old used one? Hmm. Well, Mr. CR, it depends. First of all, new receivers are hard to come by right now because of the global pandemic known as COVID-19. So a lot of new receivers, you can't even find them. If if you have a TV that can handle your HDMI switching. So, for example, if you have an Apple TV, if you have, I don't know, Blu-ray player or something like that, and you can plug them into your TV, and then you can digital out of your TV through optical or coax into your receiver. Absolutely, go get an old used receiver that has an optical in. And then you handle all the HDMI switching in your television instead of the receiver, and you don't have to worry about HDMI updates and versions and all that stuff. Any experience with DRAC live? Not on a receiver. I had DRAC on a little headphone amp. It's pretty good. I heard great things about DRAC though. Like, I think DRAC and Odyssey or whatever it is. Odyssey is on like the Marantz stuff and Denon stuff, and DRAC is on a lot of higher end stuff. I think they're can be both be good. Ron actually has from New Record Day has some good experience with DRAC. Um, I don't use a lot of that room correction stuff. So I'll do it to set my distances. And then even whatever like crossovers they recommend, I normally change them up a bit. But that's not on Dirac. That's on Odyssey. Dirac may be awesome. Which headphones are these? These are the Meze 99 Classics. Sock 1100, of course. Happy birthday. Dude, we're birthday brothers, both in the month of March. Are we both Pisces? That'd be pretty cool. We could be Pisces twins. My daughter's birthday was actually a week after my birthday. A lot of March fun, a lot of cake. Just got on the stream. Don't know if you talked about it, but how do you like them Meze Classics? I like them. There hasn't been anything that Meze has made that I haven't liked. Now they're not ultra like analytical or anything. They're laid back and nice while still having detail, but they're not too bassy. They're a bit warm, kind of like a blanket after you've been outside shoveling snow. Any thoughts on the Cantu YU6s? Literally just pulled the trigger on them and I'm nervous slash excited. Joshua, I don't know. I haven't heard them, but I think it's a popular speaker. It has a lot of functionality. And if they have a return policy, if you don't like them, send them back. Got any dreams for a dedicated listening room? So we have an unfinished room above the garage that we always had plans on making into a home theater room or whatever listening room. So maybe, but I also like I don't want to like make this perfect listening room because I mean, how the heck would I like how would I recommend anything? Like I want to listen to it like in real life, what most people have. You know, different situations. I have 3 rooms I usually listen to things to. So like through testing speakers in like multiple rooms and you can get a kind of vibe on it. Like if I had just had this perfect listening room with all the right room treatments and all that stuff, how valuable could I be? Yeah, in a perfect situation, any speaker is probably going to sound awesome. I want to hear about the good speakers that sound awesome in a bad situation. Mhm. That's what I'm going to say. Well, B1 Plus or T0. Um, so they do have similar sounds and similar. T0 soundstage quite a bit bigger, and they're play a lot bigger. I mean, they've got another driver in there. Um, yeah, T0s are pretty hard to beat at $400. Stank YT. It's a Shure microphone. I don't know what the model number is. Something from Shure. I miss my Yamaha Advantage. Might buy last generation. Yeah, it's sad that receivers just aren't available right now. Any recommendations for a budget sub to pair with the Sony STR DH190? And Andrew Jones. BS22s. That's some lush on lush. That might be a thick, very warm sounding system. And then you got a subwoofer to it. So you're gonna have to have a sub that has speaker level inputs because the DH190 does not have a sub out. But don't despair. You can just run speaker level ins. So Polk PSW 10, I think, about 130 bucks. There's a monoprice 12-inch for about 120 bucks. Has speaker level inputs. I think ELAC has a sub that's on sale right now, like heavily discounted. So just look for a speaker that has speaker level inputs and or sub that has speaker level inputs, and you're good to go. Hey, John Casta. Oh, Juniper's all the way from Germany. Guten Tag. I'm looking for speakers that would work on the desk and in a small room. Anything come to mind? Love your content. Big fan. Thank you, Juniper. Juniper. Guten Tag. So desktop, we're talking Dolly Spectre ones. We're talking Mica RB42s. We're talking Emotiva B1 Plus. Yamo S801s. So the Micas are going to be warmer, but they can punch you in the face like a drunken guy from Oktoberfest in Berlin. Okay. I know you probably experienced that. So you got to watch out during Oktoberfest with all the crazies. So the Micas can punch you, but it's a good punch. Yamo S801s, more of a U shape, fun, exciting, soundstage well. Dolly Spectre ones, probably the most neutral and most refined, have really good bass texture, very good soundstage, nice soft dome tweeter. They're very good. That was a lot. I might have to get a drink after that. Got excited for my German friend. I'm of German lineage. I'd like to come over there and find my ancestors. Any thoughts on the Emotiva SE12? I have one. It's huge. It's awesome. It's affordable. It's got a high pass filter. If you got the room, there's not much not to like about that. But yeah, I used to have an old Sansui as a kid. Thinking I wish this was closer because I want to put my arm somewhere and it's too far away. We can move over a bit. We can show off some of that beautiful hotel artwork behind me. Now I'm all out of focus, but hold on, let's see if we can fix that. Now I gotta lean back. Messing it all up. Now it's focusing on the mic. There we go. That's kind of better. I need a pillow or something over here. Go to Germany and find your ancestors like Clark did. Yeah. He had a heck of a time over there. I went to a fun little, what do you call it? Theater thing with the kids. Juniper's saying, invite me over to Germany. Very cool. Can you get me a visa? Probably don't need a visa. YouTube won't copyright strike you will be for seeing this painting in the hotel. I don't think so. That's why people get away with putting like movie clips with no sound in their YouTube videos because YouTube's algorithm doesn't like collect like visual stuff, just audio. Ooh, Martin, I wish I could say your name correctly, last name correctly. We're gonna call you Marty T. $10, $5 going to Homes for Our Troops. I need to pay them here pretty soon too. They're gonna have a nice little chunk of change from the fine, generous people, generous viewers from the Cheap Audio Man. Oh, they're popping all over the place. Ooh, if you ever visit Minneapolis, I'll buy you a beer or four. Jeff. Ooh, I've been to the Twin Cities. I like the Scandinavian vibe you have going on up there. If you know what I mean. Randy, I'm really concerned about your vehicle's extended warranty. And Paul, I'm glad you brought that up because I think a lot of us don't take into consideration that at any given moment, our transmission could explode in a million pieces. And it's much better to spend $3,000 on an extended warranty than $1,200 on a new transmission. Are you gonna give Kef Q150s and get okay? Are you gonna give Kef LS50 another try? I can't buy them without your approval, Bob Marley. Um, so I talked to Mike at Audio Architects, and he's got a pair. He said something about maybe sending them to me. Yeah, I'll give them a try again. Like I tried really hard with the original LS50s, even with a sub. Returning my KEF Q150s, $300, and getting UB52s, 475 is a good price. Q150s couldn't get loud without also getting harsh, and they audibly scuffed the midwoofer cone around the tweeter around 3,000 hertz. I think you're going to be happy. I mean, I haven't really heard anything that can best the UB52s. I've heard things that can get close to sounding close to the UB52s, but I haven't heard anything that's like, oh man, that's way better. Like it's just that speaker is kind of a really good reference at really a lot of different price ranges. Just a joke. Yeah, I probably will get copyrighted written. Fluence signature on a topping MX3, good combo. Yeah, that would be a good combo because the Fluence are pretty neutral and can be a bit boring. However, with a nice lively amp like the topping MX3, you can liven those up. And you have tone controls on the MX3. Taos. Okay, Martin. Taos is fine. Okay, cool. Twin Cities are clean. Best power amp you've used up to 1K. The Vista Audio Spark. The best sounding amp I've heard. On par with the Moon by Sim Audio, which is $2,500. And the Vista Audio Spark is 3 something. With that said, it's just an amp, 2 analog inputs, no remote, no nothing. And it's only 20 watts. It's the best one I've heard though. After that, probably the Emotiva TA100. And then after that, SMSL SA300, 8018, topping MX3. There's a balanced SMSL that sounds pretty good that I'm listening to now, like the 8US, something weird like that. Andre, thanks for the explanation about pecan pie. Greetings from Brazil. I want to go to Brazil. I've heard good things. I've heard they got a real good Brazilian vibe down there in Brazil, if you know what I mean. Just an idea and don't have to listen. But what about reviewing older used gear that was once pricey? Just a suggestion. I think that would be fun, John. I think it would be a lot of fun. Oh, JH dropping $3.99 and we're a cup of coffee from a little green monster. Thank you, JH. We're gonna give $2 home for our bets. Used gear is cool. It's cool, right? But if I do that, I want to make sure that like people have access to it. So maybe something that comes up often. Because if I review something and I'm like, oh, this is the greatest thing ever, it's such a good value, and then nobody can go out and get it, then I would feel bad. Oh, we got Matt Callis and Jeff going to get together and drink heavily. They're going to binge drink. Give me the Swan M3As a try. Ooh, they will beat most speakers. I like it. Martin Taus, come and cool down in Anchorage. Nice. This morning's low was -7. Coast Guard airlifted a guy off my submarine off the coast of Alaska one time. How much would you have to spend to beat the UB52s? Jason, that's a tough question to answer because every speaker is different. And not every $2,000 speaker is a great $2,000 speaker. Like the UB52 is a great for $600. Well, it seems like it's $500 or less right now. So it's great. And some stuff that's expensive is crap. So I don't know. That's such a tough question to answer. I would have to A B them right next to each other. And I think it's a tough thing to say, hey, this is the best speaker under $1,000, or this is the best speaker under $5,000, because we don't know what it is you, the viewer, what you like, what you need, what is like your requirements for a speaker. Um, the the UB52 is super refined. The debut reference is pretty refined but warm. See, the UB52 is flat ass neutral, excuse my language, while still having a ton of clarity. Hmm, that makes sense. That's just a tough question to answer. And anybody that says this is the best speaker under a certain price, take that with a grain of salt, because who is saying this is the best? Who's like crowning that? Okay, this is the best. Because whoever's doing that is subjectively saying, in their opinion, this is the best. Um, even though I said it was the best speaker, I've just never heard anything better for a neutral speaker. I have a donkey or receiver in SVS speakers now, and I like them a lot. You have a donkey or a receiver. How's the how's the donkey play the speakers? Okay, we're not going to get into that. I'm seriously considering replacing a lot of my electronics with the Emotiva, thanks to you. Yeah, Emotiva rocks. The problem is the TA100 is out of stock, but I think the PT100 is in stock as well as the A300. So they're both in stock, and that's $700 together. Heck of a system. Ooh, Dreamstar. I'm a huge fan of the HD6XX headphones. I was wondering if you have any speaker recommendation that presents the same qualities as those headphones, particularly the phenomenal mid range. Well, Dreamstar, here's the deal, dude. That 6XX has got some magic going on in the mid range, as you well know. Um, I think the Wharfdale's Diamond 12.2s come fairly close. But I mean, the 6XX are just stand out in the mid range. UB52s are flat. Wharfdale's 12.2s. Actually the Elite debut reference might give you something kind of similar. Um, but it's hard to kind of top. It's hard to reproduce that because it's special. Ditching my Samsung soundbar, replacing with the Cantu YU4 is awesome. More Aperian love is needed. Average guy hi-fi. It's funny you say that because I was just chit-chatting with them yesterday over the emails. And yeah, we're gonna have I've got their super tweeters that I need to try out. Then I think they're gonna send me the very awesome Virus. Audio equipment shouldn't be as expensive as a trip to Germany. You're right. You're right. You're right. Hey Randy, would you recommend a I don't even know how to say that. Behringer 800 as a stereo amplifier. 2 times 400 watts on 4 ohms, 2 times 220 and 8. That's got you covered, man. I don't know. I've never heard it. Randy, where did we go? Something about towers. I lost it. Y'all are asking so many questions. Okay, here we go. Hold on. Thing is, why don't I review more towers? Average guy hi-fi is talking about the trust tree. Uh, okay. Okay, here we go. Why not some reviews of towers? I know they are a hassle to haul around, but okay, so uh Yamo, I can't remember, S805s done. Emotiva T0s, Fluence reference towers. I've currently got the Emotiva T2 pluses in. Um I'm think there is a possibility for some Wharfdale towers coming in. I got some. I got them. I got some, but my channel concentrates, on $600 and below, so there's not a whole ton of, like, towers below 600, and I'm even kinda breaking some of my own rules with some of the towers that I have. I'd love to. I'd love to. Ooh, I also have that, Yamaha S807s to review. Not here, at home. I had a pair of older appearing bookshelves, and they were very well built, but way too laid back. Extremely power hungry. Yeah, the Novus are 85 dB, but they're anything but laid back. They're neutral and detailed, and they have like this treble attenuator thing. Um, yeah, you gotta have some power. Richard's excited about the Unify reference towers. Yeah, Angel just purchased a set of 5 speakers, Yamaha S803s. Looking for a good receiver. I want to find something under 400, maybe used or new. If you're looking at used, look at Marantz. Any of the higher end Marantz stuff. Onkyo's fine too. Uh, just find something that is like maybe 2 years old, and you can probably get a heck of a deal on it. Like I said earlier, new receivers are hard to come by, and they're not being discounted because they're hard to come by. Budget subwoofer. Look at the Monoprice 12-inch Polk PSW 10s, the Sony Core series when it goes on sale. Mm-mm. I know there's a little on the high side, but the Polk, I think are you saying the LSI bookshelves are 800 for a pair on Amazon right there. It used to be 600 for the pair, I believe. I want to try because I hear good things. Which one are they? The Lane or because the Legend. Is that the ones you're talking about? Yeah, I've heard good things too. Oh, Richard's all towers right now. So it's probably because you've had so many bad experiences with bookshelf speakers. So next time I get blackout drunk, I don't have to worry about knocking the speaker off the stand. No. But I could see you like knocking your flat screen right off your 80-inch flat screen that you just bought and put up there and leveled. And Richard's and then the TV's broken, and then you line the kids up. Who broke my TV? Who broke it? The kids are crying. And then you realize, oh, wait a minute. It's because I just drank an entire bottle of Jägermeister and had 17 natural light ices that were 7% alcohol each. It can happen, Richard. Just because you get towers doesn't guarantee that you're not going to break something when you're hammered drunk. Alexander Comancho. Yo, oh, look who's in here. Don, Penn football. Watch out. Don's going to tell us how we're all stupid and wrong for liking affordable stuff. Oh, Penn football. I know exactly who you are. I know it. I know you. Can the Spark 2 adequately drive the UB52s? I say yes, depending on the room size and depending upon how loud you want them to get. I comfortably got the UB52s into the high 80s with the Spark, and that wasn't even at max volume. Okay. Hmm. Just got a used pair of. Oh, we got some ELAC love in the house. UB52s for about $350. That's some sweet action right there. It's a lot of speaker for $350. They're ugly as all get out, but man, they sound good. I probably just like cut open a pair of really pretty speakers and put the UB52s inside. Then pretend like they're not in there. Hey, does anyone have tried Edifier? Yes, I have some. They're okay. I would get the one that has the sub out though, and then get a sub because they have no bass. Oh, I think he means Onkyo, not donkey. Yep. I missed that one. Good catch, Martin. Yep, you're probably right. He probably means Onkyo and not donkey. Uh, a Loxg A10. Cool. I think I have the Loxg. Is that the triangle one? I don't know. I have to figure it out. I've got one at home, but there's also like I think the A30 that's like sold out everywhere because Zeos did a rave review on it. The Emotiva TA100 was in stock earlier this week for a couple of days. So if anyone's looking, just check a few times a week. I talked to Nick and he said they're not coming in for a while, but I'll talk to him. Maybe they got some. Oh man, it just popped out. All right, let's see. Hold on, I'm gonna yawn. mm. Alexander saying, "Yo, Randy, yo, Alexander, you at work tonight?" Oh, tip: highlight a word or section of the comment you're reading, and then you'll find it. I don't even know how to do that. Let's see. I don't know how to operate my computer. Yeah, could Juniper? He's my German engineer telling me how to figure things out. Solid recommendation. Oh my goodness, there's so many good comments. All right, here, Randy, CDs are on the way back. How about reviewing some players? I got a TIAC in. I can review that one. I hope they're not on the way back because that means that I can't get as good of deals on them on eBay. I hope everyone just stays in the vinyl. CDs aren't coming back. They're dead. Dead. So let me buy them all on eBay for $2 a piece. Oh, hit send too early. The Swan M3A will beat most speakers. It costs 1,200, but they're powered, so you don't need an amplifier. Powered speakers scare me, and I don't know why. I need to get over that. I need to get over it. They scare me a little bit. I just love like putting the amp and speakers together. It's kind of like a fun Lego set for people that aren't good at Legos, but like to, I don't know, run the risk of shock. Um, I like amps and I like speakers. I like different things to put together. I got the Airmotive E2 plus bipolar surround. Oh, okay, surrounds from a 4.1 system, and they're great. They have great mid range. The highs are good and not too bright, like the Klipsch bipoles. Yeah, not a huge fan of Klipsch. The RP line's pretty good. All right, so now we highlighted that from my German, my uh, obviously smart German friend. Okay. Do you have a definitive answer on the ELAC 2.0 6.2 distance from the wall? A definitive answer? I don't know. I mean, for me, I had to get them pretty darn close to the wall for them to get good for me, like 6 inches. Um, I can't be definitive because I don't know what your room is. But maybe it's made out of stone. Mine's made out of drywall. I don't know. Have me over. We'll take a look at it. All right, John Long throwing down the gauntlet, saying the UB 5.2 is way better. LS50 with an extra 5-inch bass driver. Andrew Jones started doing loudspeaker at Kef. Well, John Long, I don't think it's ever been tied up in a bow as nicely as what you just said. Great point. I use my headphones to listen to headphone reviews. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that. Is that you just saying yo Randy Alexander, or have I just read it 3 times? Um, Poison's Python just got a pair of Kef Q150s. Based on review, the way they throw the sound is quite unique. Yeah, they're pretty good. Poison's Python. ELAC has a 10-inch sub for $115. Yeah, I heard ELAC subs are way on sale. Considering selling my Onkyo TX 720 now that I have Emotiva separates. Will advise. Solid. Have you tried the Emotiva TA100 with a Crown Class D? Not yet, but guess what I have? I have a Crown Class D. Wanting to go PT100 with the Crown 1502 and the Wharfdale Evo 4.2. Now you're talking, Rock City. That sounds fun. A lot of fun. Other thing you can do if you get that Crown, it opens up a whole world of possibility for things like the Dark Voice, which is a headphone amp, but can also be used as a tube buffer. All right. So I do have a Crown amp. I will be reviewing it, but it's a lot of opportunity with that Crown because you can kind of tailor it to sound how you want with the preamp or a tube buffer, which is a preamp. Costco R125 at Costco. Which sub winning the Bic F12. Close second. Oh, okay. I meant to say the LSIM bookshelf speakers from Polk. Yeah. 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 Those LSIs are good. They're good. Oh, we just finally get down. There we go. LSIM. All right. Swan M3. Oh, no. Okay. Randy, I have a Paradigm Atom Monitor SE. And they're great, but going to move them to the bedroom. Want something better with at least a 6-inch woofer. Budget $550. ELAC debut reference. ELAC Unify UB52s, SVS primes, KEF Q350s if they're on sale for $500. That's all I have. Can you talk about how you're feeling towards Klipsch has changed over the years? Seems like you used to like them and now a bit less. Thanks. Um, I think that's probably accurate. I think the RP series are good. They're very good. I think the R series are so overpriced, like the R51. Um, R41. I'm sorry, Don Penn Football distracted me with this comment. Um, I think they're super overpriced. The R series. So I think when you get to the RP series, which are also overpriced unless they're on sale, Clips they just frustrate me because their affordable stuff is super overpriced and doesn't sound very good. Like the R41 and the R51 are like torched by the Sony SSCS5 and now the JBL A130. Those two speakers walk all over the Klipsch R series. And the Klipsch R series are more expensive and they just keep selling them because they're very popular and it's a very household name. When you said 30 inches from the wall in your Diamond 12.2 review, was that the back of the speaker, the wall, or front? Yes, it's always the back of the speaker. Okay, because you can't get the front of the speaker 3 inches from the wall unless you cut the wall out, and shove it back in. I'm not trying to be a jerk. I just I always say from the measurements always from the back of the speaker because if you're measuring from the front of the speaker, then you can only get it however deep the speaker is from the wall. So I think it's confusing to talk about the front of the speaker. I think it's reasonable and logical to talk about the measurement from the back of the speaker. Oh, have I used the tube buffer on the Spark? No, I haven't. Lou, I have not. Not yet. Not yet. I'm getting out again. I'm so tired. I had to take a flight today. I don't like flying. Ooh, Sound Artist LS5. I'd like to. Infinity R series should hold up well. I'd like to get those. I had some in my cart one time on Amazon, and I don't know what happened. I like to chalk the tire of my boat trailer with my Mirage speakers. Mm, nice. Threw my Sony bookshelves in a corner of. I thought you were going to say you threw them in the garbage. In the corner of my room with an SMSL 8018 and was blown away. For like $250, you can get amazing little speakers. Yeah, for sure. And GR Research just did some crossover trickery with them to make them even better. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I got a set of La Scalas in my bathroom downstairs. Um, Fills out the room real nice. Joseph Oliver saying my mic looks boss. Thanks, man. Ron's been telling me what to buy. A new record day. Ooh, newbie BS5, Newbie BS5. Great budget speaker. Yes, I believe. Yes, I like it better than the Sony SSCS5. I can see that. I think the Newbie is probably a more flatter measuring speaker. Um, and it's on my recommended list. It just went out of stock for a while. Interesting thing about Numi is if you get a Numi box and you get a Mica box and you put them right next to each other, they have the same font. The packaging looks exactly the same. So if I were a betting man, Numi and Mica are probably coming out of the same building. Great sound levels tonight. I think we broke the code finally on the mic. Clips R12 subwoofer. Okay. Ooh, Elec Sharina. Looks very tempting. Not really budget audio though. Yeah. Amazon had some warehouse sale UB52s for 475. You know what? Amazon warehouse had a UB52s for like 380 when they went down on sale to like because they dipped down to like 490 on sale. Mhm. Yeah, and those warehouse deals, like, I have bought so much stuff for Amazon Warehouse, and never once has there been anything wrong, with the exception of a PSB P5, Alpha P5. But that was not, like, Amazon's fault, it was a broken, port, because it's a cheap cardboard port, and it came off the cheap plastic thing. Hmm. Got a grand to blow this dirty weekend? Zoo Omen sales on. I don't. I don't. I do not have any more money laying around right now to buy any more audio stuff. QC on Sound Artist. Where is you? No dealer in the US. I can see that. Valid concern. With that said, though, I've like never had anything go wrong with an amper speaker, except for out of the box the PSB, the cardboard port had come off. Oh my goodness. The JBL A130 have the sound. The clips have the looks. Yeah. I actually like the way the A130s look. That's kind of like my favorite speaker right now because it's so affordable and it's so good. Like I don't feel like my expectations with the A130s are like absolutely met. Absolutely, like everything is just like you get that speaker, you set it up, and you're like, that's it. It's great. Like I feel like with other speakers, I'm kind of like, I gotta maybe do this or do that. But I just threw the A130s up and they're just like, they dazzled me and they disappeared too. And I was like, whoa, wasn't even trying for that to happen. Did I listen to Roger Watt? Oh, I just lost it. Ooh, $49.99. Dennis C. Thank you. $4.99. I appreciate that, Dennis. And you're also helping out the veterans. 250 is going to homes for our troops. SMSL SA300. Have I heard it? No, I have heard the AD18 though, and it's really good. Okay, here's a good one. Fluence RT85 versus Rega P1. Well, I don't have any time with the Rega P1, and frankly, I don't have any time with the RT85. I own the RT83. I don't think you can go wrong with either one. I think they're both very good. What about a review of the HTD? Okay, here we go. Here we go. Yeah, they're 400 for the pair, right in your wheelhouse. Yeah, Paul, they sure are, and they're also right across town. And I also bought a pair, and then I emailed them 5 times to talk to them about what we could potentially do with the channel. Never emailed me back, so I didn't go pick them up. I'm not trying to be a diva, but they emailed me, and then I responded to it, emailed them over and over again. No response. No response. I would love to review them. They look good. But if they won't talk to me, I mean, there's a ton of other stuff to review that's way more popular than the home theater stuff that people probably want to know about. Home Theater Direct. And I doubt anybody from Home Theater Direct's watching this. But if you are, email me because I want to try your stuff out and you're in Plano. Okay? We probably could do something together. Making me mad. Home Theater Direct. Oh my goodness. Gaining much going from RB42 to a B1 Plus on desktop. Yes, absolutely. Just a second. One moment, please. One moment. That probably sounds disgusting. Okay, so what you're getting from the RB42 to the Airmotive B1 Plus is a completely different sound signature. If the B1 Plus is yin, the RB42 is the yang. They're both phenomenal, but they're both phenomenal for different reasons. So ultimately, it depends on what you like. If you like a laid back, richer speaker, then the RB42s are definitely the way to go. If you like more of a U-shaped, exciting speaker with as much clarity as you've probably ever heard from a speaker, then the B1 Plus is the way to go. Cool thing about the B1 Plus is they're not fatiguing, even though they're super clear. The cool thing about the RB42s are there's so much lush bass and mid-range in there, you can't believe it's coming from such a small package. So they're both equally awesome, but for the opposite reasons. One's awesome on the top, one's awesome on the bottom. They should just get together and have a baby. And call it the Motiva RBB1 Plus. Something like that. That's stupid. Mr. Flim Flam, $5. Ask a million questions. I don't see you asking that many questions, but thanks for the five. Thanks for the $5. $2.50 going to our veterans folks. Oh, did I watch Sean's cuss fest? No, I meant to. So he went live. I was in the kitchen doing dishes. I'm talking to Ron on the phone because Ron and I are best buddies. And I was like, hey dude, Sean went live. And I had every intention of getting on there, and then life happened with the family. I go live when everyone's asleep, you know? So I couldn't get on there. If it's still up though, I'll watch it tonight. Dan of New Jersey. Have you heard of Klipsch RF3? I haven't. I have not. Got excited about the RB42 and the B1 Plus. Ooh, possible Bluetooth speaker that can play loud. No, what I would do is get a Bluetooth receiver, made it up with a little fuzzy audio or one of those little Chinese amps, and then hook up some speakers, and now you have a cool little rig you can tote around in a backpack. Ooh, SMSL SA300 is really hard to beat for the price. I agree, Joseph. Great sound at a good price. Paired with Technics SB2200s. What did Sean talk about? I'm curious now. You got my curiosity spiked. Sean took it down the live chat 30 minutes later. Okay. High five. Okay. Well, give me the Reader's Digest version of what he said. Ooh, what's my favorite war book movie song? I don't know of any war book movie songs. It's kind of like Man Bear Pig. Oof, I don't know. There's a ton of great war movies. Um, how about we just talk about submarine movies? Favorite submarine movies are Hunt for Red October, UB 571, I think, um, and Crimson Tide. Yeah, I think so. I think those are it. UB 571, super cool. And if you have a sub, watch that movie with a big old subwoofer on. Good stuff. Oh my. Okay, here we go. Will I lose much running a high gauge speaker wire to my incoming surround speakers? No. Well, it depends. I mean, if it's like 37 gauge, no, just run like 16 gauge or even 18, 16 gauge probably. You'll be fine. 14 gauge. It doesn't really matter that much, especially for surrounds. I mean, there's not a ton of information going there anyway. Lou Dupa laying down drawing a line in the sand saying audiophiles suck. Yeah. Wanted to check it out. I don't blame Sean for taking it down, but it was fun to hear him unfiltered. Okay, what did he say? U571. There you go. Das Boot. Yep. German submarine movie. Das Boot. Yep. Multiple people chiming in about Das Boot. 5-hour journey. UB 5.2. Is that a submarine speaker? LOL. Yeah. Yeah. Somebody asked me if we listen to music on a submarine. I'm like, no, we didn't because of sonar. And then people would find us. That's kind of the whole point of submarines. Lou Dupa, I missed it. Oh, audiophiles suck. That's what Sean said. Okay. Best sub versus destroyer film ever. Enemy Below. Okay, Robert Mitchum and Kurt Jurgens. Yeah, that's actually from Crimson Tide. It's a direct quote from Crimson Tide when they're on the bus. U571 has great DTS sound. Das Boot equals epic. Down Periscope. Now you're talking. Yeah, Kelsey Grammer. Yeah, probably pivotal role in Kelsey Grammer's career was Down Periscope. Is that the one he's in? I think it is. John LaFave, you rock, Randy. You have a subwoofer, say 10 or 12. Would you rather have bookshelves with 6 or 5.2? It depends because different bookshelves sound different, even with different woofer sizes. I will tell you this though: if you have 2 subwoofers, then you can get away with pretty much whatever you want or whatever you like. Bigger woofer doesn't always mean better or bigger, if that makes sense. Like some small speakers play a lot bigger. Like the JBL A130s, 5.25-inch woofer, but they play bigger. That's another example. I mean, you keep using the UB52s. That's a 5.25-inch woofer. It plays huge. But then there's like 6.5-inch woofers, the ELAC debut reference, super solid. I didn't care for the ELAC debut 6.2s though. I just didn't like them. I like the 5.2s better. Q350s. That's a good speaker. Oh, guys, you reckon amp to pair with the topping D10S? I have one of those, but no amp yet. If you can afford it, the Vista Audio Spark. Does it 52 have enough bass? Yeah. Like, shockingly. I tell you what, if you want bass, I'm going to kind of give a preview here. If you want bass out of a bookshelf, Q Acoustics 3030i. Copenhagen. Yeah, unfortunately. Unfortunately. Is this Friday Night Live? You bet your sweet took us, Big Daily C. Friday Night Live from a hotel. Yeah. Cheap Audio Man took the studio on the road with him. Dude, what am I going to do? Watch Netflix or something stupid? Or get on here and do an awesome live stream and enjoy hanging out with my friends on the internet that type letters at me? Would you consider, would you say getting 2 lesser tier subs would be better than a single? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Because now you are fixing or working with your room limitations more than you can with 1 sub. Okay? So the power of 2 greater than 1. Ramel Motion loves me. I love you too. If I have an Iota VX SA3 and a Marantz 80s equalizer, how can I hook it up using the record out from the Iota, or can I? Okay, so the SA3. So what you would do is you would go preamp into, I think, the equalizer. And then you have to look at the back of the equalizer because it should have outputs. And then you go to an amp with that. That makes sense. But I didn't see you mention an amp in there. Because the Iota VX would be the amp would be the PA3. But if you do that, then you can't run bridged. And Iota VX does this weird bridging thing. Basically, the SA3 and the PA3 are exactly the same, except one has a preamp. And to get more power, you have to bridge both of them. Ooh, Alejandro, what sports do I watch? Well, I'm a big American college football fan. So I played a bit of football when I was a youngster. So I really enjoy that. That's about it. I'm busy with the family and stuff, so I don't get into a ton of other sports. But I do love sports. I think there's a lot to be learned with sports, especially playing sports. A lot of life lessons. And sometimes you get to uh, assault other people and get away with it when you're playing sports. It's just good for everybody. Can't believe you're still alive. Listen to Brian Wilson smile right now. It's only been an hour and 23 minutes. When I'm out on the road, I don't have any kids coming in here asking me for chocolate milk or Lucky Charms, or the wife saying, "Where are you?" Hell, we can go 3 hours tonight. We can do whatever we want to do. You're not the boss of me. I'm in a hotel. Let's have some fun. That sounded creepy, didn't it? Yeah, sorry. Oh, hello from Southern Arizona. My parents live in Arizona now. Oh boy. Now here's Ziggy. Ziggy's putting me on the spot. What do you like the most out of the 3, and why? ELAC UB 5.2, Q350, or Emotiva B1 Plus? Well, the one that I don't think belongs is the Q350. If you have the Q150 in there, then I think that would be a better comparison. But I'll talk about all of them. The ELAC UB 5.2 plays very well at lower volumes. There's a lot of good bass presence, and it doesn't do anything wrong. Nothing wrong. But by not doing anything wrong, it also doesn't do anything like exceptional either. The KEF Q350s, They're a bigger speaker, more expensive speaker. I think they do everything right, and they have a little bit of excitement on the top. The Emotiva B1 Plus. Okay, so the B1 Plus is kind of like, here's the standout. And the reason why it's a standout is because it's got that exceptional level of clarity. But it doesn't have as good or flat of mid range as some of the other speakers. But at low volumes, it still plays very full and nice while having that extreme amount of detail. And it's one of those speakers that even though it may not measure well, it is something to behold when you hear it because you will hear things in the songs that you've never heard before. And it's pretty cool. Debut 6.2 need a lot of break in. I'm on about 3 months and they sound great. Maybe that's I've had 2 pairs of 6.2s and both times I would but I'll tell you who loves the 6.2s is B-Rock. Maybe I just never broke them in enough. You're very excited about the A130, but they still don't get close to something like the RP600M, correct? Hey, listen, I actually think the A130 has a better frequency response than the RP600M. They're different woofer sizes, right? Um, the 600s are great. They're great. However, I think the SVS primes are better than the 600s, and I think are similar enough that it's a good and better alternative to the 600s. And they don't play the stupid pricing games. Primes are 500 always. Whoops, sorry. Just hit the camera. Hmm. Here, Aaron's got a good question. Can you have one 12-inch and one 10-inch? Or should the two subs match? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You have different gain controls and stuff like that. Doesn't matter, especially if you're doing it by ear. Doesn't matter at all. Average Guy Hi-Fi had the RF3, so they're excellent tower speakers. And they can be had for cheap on the secondhand market. There you go. Average Guy Hi-Fi just telling you like it is. Oh, we popped on down there. Where's Average Guy? There he is. Marty T. Oh. Okay, so he's chiming in about the EQ. Okay, so you need a complete tape loop to make that work. Thanks for allowing me to avoid 3 teenagers, 17, 16, and 14 tonight. Yeah, I feel your pain. I've got a 19 and a 16 and an 8 and a 4. The funny thing is the 8-year-old's the most stable. The 4-year-old's crazy. I call her my little wrecking ball. And then the teenagers are just nuts. Mm-mm-mm. Sony SSCS5s or JBL A130. That's a tough one. I would go with the A130s. I think their bass is better. I think their response is flatter while still being clear enough and a little bit exciting enough. The Sonys are great, but here's the thing. The Sonys are great at like 120 or 75. I think the JBLs are just a better speaker all around. Yep. What audio gear are you most interested in reviewing lately? Bookshelves, towers, subs, amps, DACs, headphones. It's DACs for me. And the reason why is because I heard some special things with the Orchard Audio Pecan Pie that I haven't particularly heard before in a DAC, and that was a sense of space. And an analog sound. Whereas some DACs, they just seem too, I don't know, antiseptic, just very digitally. And I that's just all I can call it. And the Orchard Audio was just, it was something, right? And it was something on every amp. And then I was like, so there's amps that have that open space, like the Vista Audio Spark, the Rysong A10. And so now when you put like the Pecan Pie or the Orchard Audio deck on a Vista or on a tube Well, then it's just getting even bigger. It's like you're swimming around in all the wonderment of music. So DACs have been like, oh my goodness. I'm like, I didn't know a DAC could do this. So that's been kind of my thing. The problem is the DAC that I want is expensive. It's like $750. So anyway, I'm starting to discover that I personally like the sound of a Burr Brown. When a Burr Brown chipset is done really well, I really enjoy that sound. That might not be everybody's cup of tea. I also enjoy the Sabre DACs, the ESS DACs. Um, AKMs are good, but to me they have that sharpness. And I know you can play with the roll offs and things like that. In response to the speaker wire gauge question, the wire resistance should be less than 10% of speaker impedance. So for 8 ohm speaker, max resistance is zero 0.8 ohms. Select wire gauge based on length. There you go. Mark C dropping it. I wonder if you connected, like you could do a little home test. So take like 18 gauge wire and then hold it in two fingers and then have your kids plug it into the outlet and then hold a 16 gauge wire or maybe just go from like 18 to 12 and like then you would know which one shocks you more and then you could choose based on that. So you want to go with whichever one shocks you more because it has less resistance. Need to uptick my stuff. What about Rysong A10? I like it. And 89 efficient Wharfdale Diamond 12.2s. That might be, it's good. It's good. And I'm going to try that because I have both of those at home. So when I do the official Rysong review, I'll pair those up. Ooh, Dolly Zenser 3s. I want some more Dollies. Everyone bug the American distributor, say, hey, send Randy some Dollies. Oh, popped up again. Oh, what's my favorite Burr Brown DAC? The one that's in the Orchard Audio. The cool thing about the Orchard Audio pecan pie is if you have a regular Raspberry Pi, you can actually buy that DAC, put it on your pie, in your pie, on your pie, on top of your pie. Really, however you want to call it, you can do that. I also like the i5 Zen. That's a Burr Brown. Yeah. I also like the DAC in the Blue Sound Node 2i, even though Audio Science Review ripped it apart. I think it sounds good. It doesn't sound as open as a pecan pie DAC, for sure. It just sounds like sound. It sounds like good sound, but doesn't sound like open sound. And I think that's when you're getting into the nuts and bolts of like dynamic range and signal to noise ratio. So when you start to see the kind of the delta in those measurements, I think that starts to translate into openness. At least that's. Sorry, I'm burping a little bit. Do I make my car sound good too? Of course. Big part of my journey into audio was car audio. So yeah, I've got everybody outfitted. I got a sub in my wife's car for her. My son drives my old car, so it's got two 12-inch kickers, 1,000 watt into 1 ohm sub amp Alpine, Focal speakers in my car with a little Pioneer sub. And then my son has Polk speakers in the front and back, all driven off their own amp. So the backs have their own amp, the fronts have their own amp. I wired it all up. Looks like a rat's nest. It's horrible. Huge fire hazard. Surprised that car hasn't burned down yet. Hey, Randy, I need the best speakers for listening at low volume. I value clarity and bass, anything under 1,000. Well, Salvador, if you can get them, I don't know where you're out of, and that's a broad-based assumption based on your name. So that could be super like insensitive of me. Emotiva B1 Plus is fantastic if you value clarity. I would look at something that has a AMT tweeter or a folded ribbon tweeter. Uh, Anything that has that, you're almost always guaranteed to have a level of clarity that you haven't heard before. The Emotiva B1 Plus do a really good job at low volumes. Okay, Aaron V's got some life lessons for us. Uh, Tips on how to get speaker upgrades. Tip from your wife: why do you need better speakers? You're obsessed. Me, I don't know, woman. Blame COVID. Aaron, you might want to workshop that a bit more, but I like where your head's at. Let's see. Randy's waiting for shit to catch up on the Modi multi-bit production. I am. I've emailed them multiple times about it. I'm like, I will buy it. You don't need to just send it to me. Please just take money from my bank account and then send me a multi-bit DAC. Ooh, ASR also ripped apart the multi-bit measures poorly. Sounds good. Well, now I can't wait to hear it, Martin, because I'm a rebel. Actually, tomorrow morning, the sponsor, y'all need to check that out. It's the Saturday streamer shootout. Yeah. Did you see Tom's stereo review of the Bic Acoustics Integrated? I haven't. So if I get off here early enough, I'm going to watch a lot of YouTube tonight because I haven't had a chance to watch much YouTube lately. Mm-hmm. ELAC B6 Gen 1. I love that speaker. I don't know what the question is, but I love that speaker. It needs a bit of power to come alive, though. But man, it soundstages like crazy. Yeah, since work from home, I missed my car audio, then got into headphones and home theater. My story's kind of similar. Um, I started burning through headphones real quick to see which ones I liked, and then I just kept going. I've been an Apple guy. Is it worth getting a used Galaxy in order to use aptX codec? For aptX, probably not. It is worth it though to get LDAC or aptX HD because now we're starting to get into a much larger ability to package and unpackage data. So aptX isn't that different from AAC as far as being able to package the same amount of data. Very similar. aptX HD and LDAC are a lot more data. It was the first time I was able to actually catch you here and you all talk about it with soundstage and with some jazz. Is really, really cool. Cool. Langdon. I like that name. Langdon. Langdon Sanders. Sounds like a professor. Like you should be a professor or something. That may be sociology. Like a tenured professor in Oxford. Langdon Sanders. Professor of sociology. I don't like saying your name, Mr. Bate. Emotina D. Here. Surgical. Average guy high five. Great show tonight, Randy. Thank you for the advice. Rock City. Anytime, man. Anytime. Question was a statement. Professor Sanders. Oh, just that I picked it up as my first decent speaker set. Ooh, Langdon? Professor Sanders? I did too. I love that speaker. Ooh, what do you think about the Yamo C93 twos? Love them. However, they're not neutral. They are extraordinarily clear and throw a big sound stage and then have a fairly big scoop in the mid range and then surprising bass from a small package. Yeah. They're in my room. Actually, that's like I have the C93 twos and then the matching center in my room as my dailies in there. I have never listened to Open Baffle, but I would like to get some LSRs? Oh, Alejandro. That's such a tough question. I actually listened to the S&M 2 record on the plane today. Hmm. If I'm going all time, like there's only 3 I could ever listen to again. Battery, Unforgiven, the first one, and then All Within My Hands from the S&M 2 record. Those would be the 3. Okay. It makes me sad that I even had to do that. It's like choosing my 3 favorite children. Uh, Gavelev. You can't watch a lot of YouTube when you're making it all the time. That's a true statement. Uh, I wish I could do this like full time, and then I could keep up with that stuff better. Ooh, Scar Subwoofer. Now you're talking. Where's that? I just missed it. Shit's coming out with a better version of the Loki. Yeah, I saw that. I saw it. I want to get one. Ooh, here we go. Scar Subwoofer bundle. Can't wait to install it. Finally got some bass. Yeah, those are cool, man. Those are cool. I used to watch a lot of like car audio YouTube when they would like test the amps. Like they grab some amp that's 20,000 watts, and they would test it and be like 2. Oh, where'd it go? Lang's dad was a professor. Oh, there we go. Salvador. Thank you for the recommendation. I'm in Miami, by the way. Well, there you go. See, I was being an insensitive jerk just because you have a different type of name from what mine is. Yeah, Emotiva B1 Plus. There you go, man. Super, super clear and good bass at low volumes. Hey, the 99 Noirs look epic. Thank you. I think they're the 99 they are the 99 classics. Do I think you can get great sound from YouTube? I don't know. I think they max out at 320. I think it depends on how it was mastered. You know, it was interesting because I was listening to I do Bluetooth in my car, and I was listening to this song, and I was actually listening to the title, but it doesn't matter what the resolution is because you're limited then by your Bluetooth. And I think I was only running like SBC. And I was amazed at how much I was enjoying the music. And it was like not like a little bit. I was like, it was very detailed and things. So I think a lot of time the whole high res, low res, does this sound good? Does this sound better? You know, a lot of times I don't even think that applies. I think it has a lot to do with your speakers, how they can handle it and things like that. But for the most part, you know, yeah, I think you can get great sound from anything. Um, Now, granted, I mean, if it's like a copy of a copy of a copy of, if it's like 120 kilobits per second, probably no. But 320, I think once you get into like 300, 320-ish kilobits per second, I think it's going to be hard to tell a huge difference after that. Like I think you can tell a difference before that or less than that, but once you get to that, I think that's kind of the sweet spot. And I think that's why most of like Spotify before they went uh, lossless, or they haven't gone lossless yet, but Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Unlimited, regular music, they're all like right at that 320 kilobits per second. There's a reason for that. It's kind of like laws of diminishing returns, and I'm sure they know what they're doing. Oh, looking for that Rice Song A10. Yeah. That one's so good. Like I'm trying to like figure out exactly how to present it. Gary K. Thank you. Jeff S. Decent sound from YouTube. 1648 with AAC compression. There you go. Paired speakers at low volume. If you want decent bass response and clarity at lower volume, Audio Engine A5 comes to mind. Yeah. Listen to Average Guy Hi-Fi. He knows what he's talking about. I Pirate speakers scare me. I add the symphonic orchestra version of Fuel by Metallica. Nice. I love the S. So I love the S&M one. I love that record, and then S&M two. I bought all of it. Right. I bought the vinyl set for. I think it's. I think it might be. No, I think it's 4 LP set. I got the Blu-ray and got the CD set. I got it all. Love S&M too. Oh, someone's chiming in about bitrate and stuff. 320 kilo and lossless are damn close. Martin T. Yep, dropping the mic again. Yeah. Well, supposedly lossless is like 1200 kilobits per second throughput. But I don't know if like our ability to be able to tell like a big difference between 320 and 1200. Like again, I reference this a lot. There's a NPR article that has high res and low res tracks, and then you get to pick and you kind of test yourself. And it's more difficult than you think. John asked back in the house. Yeah, we're still going. I want to talk about recording quality being more important than resolution. I would agree with that. Any opinion on which producers are making some of the best producers, musicians making the best quality? So there's a guy or a person, I don't know if they're a guy, that did the oh my goodness, Madonna, whatever Vogue, if that was the record. So look him up. He's like a really good. And if you have a decent system, even if you don't like Metallica, even if you don't like Madonna, listen to Vogue. It's something else on a really good system. There's an awful lot of stuff going on all around you, and that's all from how it was recorded, right? Even at lower resolutions, you're still going to get that. So good point. I think that's absolutely true. How does the vinyl of S&M2 sound? Sounds great. I mean, but it's hard to say, yeah, vinyl's better than CD because it depends. There's so many variables in that chain: cartridge, phono preamp, amplifier, all that stuff. But I would guarantee that S&M2 was recorded digitally and then made into an analog pressing. So I don't know. I like it. I think they're all awesome. But I think it might have more to do with my phono preamp and my cartridge rather than anything else, if that makes sense. But it's awful fun putting the records on. That's what I enjoy most about vinyl. It's not the sound. Yes, the sound is great. I just like taking it out, being very careful and taking it out and putting it on and then putting the needle on. Or lining the needle up and then pulling the lever down and just watching it go. And then hearing the little scratches. I don't know. It's just fun. I think we use FLAC because of the feeling we most likely are not losing anything. Oh, we're popping up now. Like, sure, there's not much difference, but since I have come this far, why not go loud? Enzo, that's a great point, and that's really why I did Amazon Music HD, because Spotify was $10, Amazon HD was $13. So I'm like, oh, for $3, I'll take the insurance, whether or not I can hear it or not. I'll take the insurance. Is it true that the cheapest CD player is better than the best turntable? No, it's not true. Um, because the cheapest CD player, maybe if you're using it as a transport, so you're bypassing the internal DAC of the CD player and going into some like awesome DAC, that may be a true statement. I don't think so though, because analog by definition is high res. So I don't think you can say that. I have a hard time with saying like broad statements at all. But there's so much that's involved with turntables and so much that's in the chain. Um, and CD players, I think, have more to do with the DAC than anything else. Oh yeah, Michael Jackson, Bad Album. I don't know if that's from the Bad. Probably not. So is it Guns N' Roses, Metallica stuff. Metallica gets a bad rap for bad 90s recordings. Are you enjoying the recent remasters more than the 90s Metallica releases? You know, it's funny that you mentioned that. I think the way that they recorded those records in the 90s was actually brilliant because the way they recorded them was heavy bass punch, super sparkly highs. So the way they recorded that record was going to sound awesome and different on anybody's crappy stereo. Now, when you put it on a really good revealing stereo, it can, and if you have like super revealing and bright speakers, that it can be hard to listen to because it's just so bumped on the top. But I think that what audiophiles would consider a bad recording for the masses is actually a great recording because that record had a specific sound, or those records had specific sounds on bad stereos. And I think Metallica was savvy enough to understand that, listen, we're not going to have a bunch of 40 or 50-year-old audiophiles listen to this. We're going to have a bunch of kids listening through their crappy car stereos or their boom boxes or whatever it is. And we want to be different. Metallica is not just a great band, they're great um, business people. Yeah, they got to figure it out. And I don't think those bad recordings in the 90s were bad for most people. I think they're bad for audiophiles. And that's we are definitely the minority um in for mass media consumption. I think it was actually a smooth move, but I have like um Justice for All. Like that's a tough record to listen to on a decent system. The first like release of it, like it's been remastered and then it's been remastered again. So to your point, I think as your system gets better, you probably should be listening to the better remasters of Metallica, um, if that makes sense. Love to see a shootout of the audio recording interfaces. Like, uh, yeah, I don't know what that is. Saint Anger is a trip. You know, it's funny though. Saint Anger. So I had the opposite experience. As I got a better system, Saint Anger actually sounded better than it did when I first heard it. I don't mind that record. There's the fist, right? What is that? Suicide and Redemption. That's a great track off of Saint Anger. It's just instrumental. It's a trip, man. That's a good song. I'm gonna listen to that tonight. Good points about Metallica recordings. Totally legit perspective. Thank you. I love that you said needle. I hear stuff people correct us to say stylus, whatever. I mean, that's what I used to call it, needle. I also call IEMs earbuds. Ask them if it's a stylus that is up there. Matt Cal is making me laugh on a Friday night. Hmm. Barry Gordon. Oh, what do we got? Some sticker just happened. Um. Ooh. Oh. Somebody just came in. His name is Ron. Ron's in the house. Yeah, you're darn right, Ron. This is where the cool kids are hanging out. We're freaking we're we're marathon live streaming here tonight from West Texas in the Courtyard Marriott on apparently uh very limited but stable internet. Ooh, Smooth Criminal. I worked at a radio. John S. worked at a radio station. Only had records. Had to cue them so you could change sound. It was up to speed before the music started without dead air. It was an art. John, if anybody's an artist in here, it's you. the way that you make your 3D printed awesomeness. Mm, Joseph saying Matilda Mann's records have been my favorite new records. Hey, if y'all are into, oh my goodness, what's her name? I put her on the test tracks, and she's like an opera singer, and she does these covers of like rock songs, and they're awesome. If I allow, all right. Uh, let's see. Come on, Randy, think. All right, Lena Hall. Lena Hall, that's who it is. Man, she does a version of Creep. It'll make your hairs in the back of your neck stand up. Mm-hmm. Someone just super chatted me, $4.99. Let's see who it is. Ooh, average guy hi-fi. $50, $25 for some natural ice creams. Natural ice room service, and $25 for the real heroes out there. Much respect. Very cool. I don't understand that. I like it. Thank you. Average guy hi-fi. Oh, there's Ron chiming in, saying hello, everybody. You know, Ron's kind of like the cool teacher. And we're all kind of like the bad kids. Ooh, new record date, hammering the 1999. Look at you. What is that? That is a lemon? It's a lemon with a body. It looks like some roses in a bush, and they're throwing hearts out. Ron, that's so darn sweet of you. Anyway, Ron's like the cool teacher that rolls in with all the miscreants. I don't know how to say it. With all the crazy kids, and he's like, "Hey guys, come here," and talks to us about how to be better people and that we can go to college if we work really hard. That's what you are, Ron. Madrigallen from Sweden. Loving him some Metallica. Yeah. Yeah. I'd love to go to Sweden. Stockholm. I don't know if Stockholm's cool or not. It might be. I'm sure it is. I'm sure there's some very nice parts of Stockholm. Ron doesn't like the RP600M. I don't know if he doesn't like it. I just think he thinks it can be better. I don't have a problem with the RP600M. I just think it's a bit scooped out in the old mid range areas. Chris is saying howdy, howdy. Any word on when we might get Expona back? No, I don't know. Ron would probably know. Which speakers does Ron listen to that you want to get your hands on for 1 week? You know, Ron's a dapper Dan when it comes to speakers. I like to slum it down here with the blue collars, folks. Um, I don't know. He's got some cool. I think he did a cool build from GR Research. Average guy, what WTF? Haha. I don't know what that means. Did you drop $100 in here? Average guy hi-fi, $50, 25 for some natty ice, and 25 for some real heroes out there. Much respect. This is $4.99, but I'll take it. Anything, buddy. I appreciate it. Ooh, Matt Callis is sporting a Ron like sweater. I actually want to get Ron a cardigan, and then like on the back have like a giant skull on it, crossbones. So like in the front, it's all nice and nicey nice, like Mr. Rogers, but then on the back, it's like, oh shoot, it's the banditos rolling through town. Now that would be funny, wouldn't it? A motorcycle gang that wore cardigans. WTF. Carlos, I'm familiar with the acronym. I don't know why Average Guy Hi-Fi said WTF. I don't know what I said. Oh, it's sad to see and follow certain reviewers, and then they comment on the music they tested the headphone with, and it's some very generic, popular crap. It's very sad to see and follow certain reviewers, and then they comment on the music they tested the headphones with, and It's some very generic popular. Yeah, I don't know how to respond to that. Need to figure out how to send you okay, $50, not 49. Like it just that was my first attempt to send money on YouTube, and I'm old. Sorry, bro. I'm with you, man. I don't know how any of that works. Ooh, Yarwoo's dropping 19.99 pounds or euros. Is that a euro? I don't know. But anyway, it's awesome, and you're awesome, and I like your picture and some fine art. Thanks, man. Picking up so much from you, enjoying it, and saving a fortune. Much appreciated. I appreciate you, my friend. So I know how to do average guy hi-fi. I know how to do it on a phone, but I don't know how to do it on a computer. There's like a little slider, and then as you slide it up, it gets more expensive. Be careful though, because you could land on like a lot, like 500. Oh, put a Punisher logo on Ron's sweater. Yeah, there you go. Cardigan. Okay, so we're workshopping this now. We're getting somewhere. All right, cardigan on the front, and then maybe like some like I don't know, like a crest, like a official looking crest on one of the like left or right. Oh, I just hit something. And then on the back, just all sorts of craziness. Yard pounds. Awesome. I love British people in the UK, United Kingdom, England. I love that there's three names. I think that's cool. My neighbors across the street are from England and they're awesome. I just like to talk to them. And the so he always calls me mate, and I love that. And then the his wife says love a lot. Thanks, love. I like that too. I think that's nice. It's very endearing. Uh Enzo, very good point. If the recording quality is good, it doesn't matter much if the song is good or not for the review's sake. Yeah. I use popular music or at least music that I like because I think a lot of people have experience with it. And I don't like that esoteric audiophile horse crap. I think it's dumb. But I don't think Nirvana or Metallica or what am I? Primus, Pearl Jam, Audio Slave, Alice in Chains, um, leaving a lot of people out here. Ministry, Tool, Perfect Circle. Who else? Amy Winehouse. Oh, Alanis Morissette. Who else? A lot of people I'm leaving out. Cage the Elephant. I don't think they're stupid. The Pixies. I have plugged the back of my Klipsch RP 8000F, but I'm starting to realize that my room doesn't like music. Booming bass problems. Now to treat the walls. Yeah. Yeah. Listen at some point in your life, please. Enzo. I don't know what you're trying to say, Enzo. Movie equals Office Space. I love Office Space. Yeah, Lena Hall. Yeah. Yeah. She covers a whole bunch of stuff and it's so awesome because her voice is so incredible. And like on Creep, when she it's like it goes from like the highest highs and just she's just and then it goes down and she just brings it back. So it goes from like crazy, scratchy, and then down. Oh, Enzo, it's a song. Good. I thought you were trying to be argumentative. It's so difficult. Do you like raspy female vocals? Yeah, I like them all. Uh, what's her name? She was in the '60s. La da 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 la da 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 da. Bobby McGee. Whoever sang Bobby McGee. Yaros, any listening tips? I, yeah, you know what's fun to do is like just listen for cymbals on a song, or just like listen for the bass line in a song, and try to like unlayer it. I think that's fun. Mind keeping your hands where we can see them? Zach, it's not the first time I've heard that. Someone's probably thinking I'm knocking on the wall. Janis Joplin, that's it. Boom. I love her voice, man. Oh, it's so visceral. Love it. I suggested a song called "Hunt" or "Be Hunted" from The Witcher 3. You know, it's funny you mentioned that. My son loves the video game The Witcher, and then they made a Netflix thing out of it. I think with Superman, and that's interesting. I'll have to check that out. Zach Ybarra is just being a silly goose. Now I got Janis Joplin in my mind. Oh man, look at us. 2 hours and 5 minutes. That's a lot of fun, isn't it? 11:40. Oh my goodness, I didn't even realize it was this late. Oh, here we go. Piano recordings. If they sound anything like the real instrument, then you're good. I agree with that, Marty. And I test that on Uninvited, Alanis Morissette, and then also a Jack White song. I always say Jack Black, but it's not Jack Black. With Alicia Keys from one of the 007. Because the beginning, the piano, like if it sounds like it's in the room, that's such a great sign for the speaker. Marty, nailing it. Good job, Marty. Oh, Madra Gallon, 5:40 a.m. What are you doing up? Are you like getting ready to go to work, or are you continuing to party? What powered sub would you recommend for a small office setup? Ooh, small office SE8, or actually, I think SVS just came out with a cool little sub. Although I haven't heard it. Allison Krauss. I like piano recordings when you can hear the hammer moving. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Ooh, Pandas versus Meze 99. You know, they sound very similar. It depends on what your use case scenario is. If you're going to be on the go, then I think the Pandas. And I think that the Pandas are supposed to be getting a companion app, but that they've been dwindling that carrot out in front of us for a while. It keeps getting pushed back, pushed back, pushed back. What your favorite Metallica record of the last 25 years? I'm going with Hardwired. Hardwired's good. Yeah, real good. Really, really good. Yeah. That I went to that tour. So I mean, I'm biased on that record because I went to the tour. Yeah. And like every concert, they started off with that one song. Hmm. Yeah, my ground just can't sleep. What's the hardest song for speakers to do well? John Shepler. Hmm. I think when there's a lot of stuff going on. So again, another Metallica song, but you could consider it classical music. So S&M 2 1. Um, so it's when it really ramps up. And it goes, and then there's like chimes, da 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 da, and then like the symphony is doing stuff, and then Metallica's doing stuff, and like on some speakers it all just kind of jams together, but on the right speaker and amp pairing, all that stuff stays separate. So I think anything that's busy, that there's a lot going on, I think it's going to be difficult for speakers and amps to handle, if that makes sense. Remember the panda on Daddy's Home. Do you remember the panda in Tropic Thunder? That was hilarious. I'm really interested. How comfortable after 2 hours? Well, you know what? I can't even really tell. The only thing is, like, my ear does touch the edge of the thing a bit, but it doesn't bother me too much. So they're very comfy. If you've got wide ear tips. It could touch it, but no, they're very comfy. They're very light. I put them on my wife. She liked them. Someone dropped 50 bones in here. Average guy high five. Now, okay. You've obviously figured it out. Thank you very much. That is very, very generous of you. One speaker torture tracks. Try some Cronus Quartet. Cronus Quartet. That's almost a tongue twister. Cronus Quartet. Loved your Blue Sound Node 2i review. Do you hold on? Do you take a look at the Vault 2i as well? Thoughts on it as NAS replacement CD ripper plus 2 terabyte drive plus streamer. So I like to keep things a little bit separate. So like I don't know the Vault. I don't know if you can like put in different hard drives and stuff like that. Maybe. I mean, I'm sure it's great. I haven't spent any time with it. I like having my NAS kind of there, and then I set it up how I want to, and then I know if I've got 8 or 4 2 terabyte drives in there that like the way that it parses up the data, I'm always still good. Even if a drive fails, it can still put the data back together. So I kind of like that. And if it has that functionality, then yeah, cool. I don't know. Sam O'Neill. I always want to call you Sam Neal, Sean Neal, Sam. I want to call you. All right, I messed it all up. I want to call you Sam Neal, but actually, it's Sean O'Neill. Sam Neill, I think, was in Jurassic Park. Timetable for 30/30 hour review. Well, Paul, I got to get him in a bigger room. I've just been listening pretty close up. I don't know. Give me a week. I got a big review coming out on Tuesday. Yeah. They're coming. It's coming. It's coming. I gotta look at my schedule because there's a lot of stuff that I haven't got to, and it's rude of me because people have sent it in, either viewers or companies. So I need to put some stuff. I need to prioritize stuff better. Does that make sense? Yeah. But spoiler alert, they're pretty awesome. Especially at their price. There's not a lot of stuff in that $400 range, right? And they're pretty good. They punch real hard. Code hey Randog. Hey Cole. You gonna review the XLS Encore? Yeah, if they ever send them to me. Because I placed the order on March 7th and they live a short drive from me. Something's out of stock over there. So yes. Yes. Zach, don't rush the content. I mean, I don't rush it. I mean, I do everything. I put everything through its paces, but I mean, my production value and editing is not very good. Sound of Silence, Disturbed version. I have a bad relationship with the Sound of Silence by Disturbed. I can't get into it here, but I have associated it with a negative experience, and it's difficult to disassociate it. So I'm gonna have to take a break from that song for a while. I'll come back to it. You seem to do mostly bookshelf. Current recommendation on floor standers under $1,000, neutral to maybe slightly forward. Forward mid range. I don't know. For $1,000, the Emotiva T2 pluses are pretty phenomenal. I wouldn't call them mid range forward though. I don't know. Chris Veltman saying cheap audio man has really taken off. What's your biggest surprise running a YouTube channel on audio? And has anyone recognized you yet out in public? So the last question, no one's recognized me. Biggest surprise? I don't know. The biggest surprise is how nice everybody's been. Like in the YouTubery with audio, like Ron, New Record Day, Sean, Zero Fidelity, Steve Gutenberg, Mike, Audio Architect, Josh Fowler, Josh Fowler show. Uh, DMS, I like to call him DMX. Zeos, they've all been very nice and gracious. I think that's probably the biggest surprise. Um, and I don't know, the response from everybody has been real surprising. Like, because I'm an idiot, right? I mean, I may be an enthusiastic idiot, but at the end of the day, I'm still an idiot. And I think just people, I don't know, watching and subscribing, I think has been the biggest surprise because I tried to be all professional at one point, like early on, and it just felt ick. And I was like, I'm just going to be me. I'm going to lean into it and whatever. If people like it, they like it. If they don't, then no one will subscribe. And it's just been fun. It's been so fun too to do these jokes and this stupidity. And I want to step it up a notch, right? I want to take it to the next level. Some pranks, some stunts, maybe some more disclaimers that need to be at the beginning of the video, like the Sennheiser Momentum 3. Yeah. Yeah. Anybody seen that? You should watch that if you haven't seen the Sennheiser Momentum 3. Even if you're not interested, just watch the beginning. The sponsor. It's a lot of fun. Ace of Spades. Any more episodes of Between Two Speakers? Yes. I promised one of our Canadian viewers that I'd do one a month. For XLS Encores, did you order the upgraded crossover? I did not. I did not. No. I did order the something tube connector things, which apparently is the reason why they're taking so long, and I regret it. So no. So what I'm going to do is listen to it with all the stock stuff. I don't know. I might put some stuff in there, no res or whatever it is. I don't know. Um, but as close to like stock as I can. And then what I'd like to do is get another set with all the upgraded tomfoolery, and then compare them. That's a long road though. It's a long road because they did not give these to me, and they're not saying anything. I paid for this. This is my birthday present to myself, and I'm starting to get mad that they haven't shipped. Talking Heads Live. What's your thoughts? I'm sure they're awesome. Burning down the house. Paul Presley spelled Zeus wrong or Zeus wrong. All right, Chris. Good night. Kyle loves my dry humor. You do boo boo. I'm gonna do some boo boo. Favorite YouTuber? It gotta be Ron. I'll tell you the reason why it's Ron. If you look at Ron's videos, well, first of all, he's a super likable guy, and I love I love when he laughs at himself in a video. But the production quality of his videos are just like superb. Like I don't think anybody can touch him on like production value. And that is like I watch his stuff and I'm just like, so I was a drummer back in the day, and I still dabble every now and again. And like I would watch like John Bonham, okay, Led Zeppelin drummer. John Bonham's doing his thing. I could conceptualize that. I'm like, okay, I can't do that, but I understand what's going on. Other drummers, I get it. And then Neil Peart from Rush, and he's doing stuff that I'm just like, I don't even know what's going on. Like I can't even like conceptualize what's going on. And to me, that's kind of Ron's production value. Is like I can't even understand how he's doing what he's doing from like lighting and the cameras and all that stuff. And so that's why I like his stuff because he's just at such a different level that I can't even begin to understand what he's doing. So Ron's the Neil Peart of YouTube. I'm gonna tell him that I said that. Yeah. Ooh, $10 or not $10, 10 euros. Alexandros Pavlakis Man, I love that name. That should be the name of a character in like a movie. Alexander Pavlakish. I'm sorry, it sounds like a bad guy, so you'd have to be the villain. Like somebody like maybe in like, what are the Tom Cruise movies where he's running around as Ethan Hawke? Um, I don't know. You know what I'm talking about. Um, anyway, Alexander Pavlakish sounds like one of the bad guys in, it's at the tip of my tongue, I can't remember it. Getting tired. Frederick Frederick Del Rosario. I love you. I haven't even met you, Frederick. Mission Impossible, that's what it is. Yeah. Yeah, so Alexander, where'd you go? Pavlakish. There you go. Alexandros Pavlakish. Sounds like the bad guy in a Mission Impossible movie. But he's probably only bad because like the love of his life uh died in a horrible accident, and then that's why he's evil now. Alexandros, I gave you a backstory. Who is the Lars Ulrich of high-end audio YouTube? I'm voting for Steve Gutenberg. Facts. Yeah, I'll go with that. I don't know. I think Steve Gutenberg would be like, mm, like somebody from the 70s. I don't know. Mick Jagger, maybe. Oh, Jimmy just bought the Wharfdale Lintons, and for now using the Denton. Any suggestions for upgrade amp, DAC, etc.? Stereo is not my strong suit compared to home theater. Oh man. Well, it depends if you want to separate them out. Um, if you want to keep it in one machine, I'd look at some of the higher end Marantz stuff that has a really solid. Um, sorry, I just got distracted. Ethan Hunt, but maybe in one of the Liam Neeson Taken movies. Okay, I got screwed up. You know what the thing about Taken? So I'm going to go on a tangent here on Taken. So Liam Neeson was on all these Taken movies. At what point do we just say, you know what, you're kind of a bad dad and husband because all your family members are getting abducted all the time, and then you have to go save the day, and you're like 60, and you have to convince us that you're just slaying everybody as a 60-year-old dude who's a horrible father and husband whose family members continue to get abducted. Okay, back to the Wharfdale. Um, so if you want to separate it out, you've got a lot of stuff to work with here. And you can also kind of design a system where you still have okay, you can still run it in your home theater, but then you can have like a little two channel that you can hook up quickly and easily. Um, I don't know. I don't know what the sensitivity on those Lintons is, but if you can get a hold of the Vista Audio Spark and play around with that, I think you're gonna really appreciate two channel for sure. Liam Neeson's wife died of a brain hemorrhage after falling in a ski accident. Quite sad. That is sad. I feel like a jackass. But I wasn't making fun of Liam Neeson. I was making fun of his character. I still feel bad though. I have a pair of S3000 Pro from Edifier. I would like to get the most out of high res audio. Do I need an outside component, or do you think I not necessary? I don't know. S3000 Pro. If it has a DAC in it, um, I think that if you got an external DAC, it'd probably sound better. Keep them separated. Now theirs is okay. So that is from the 90s. Tip of my tongue. Offspring. I haven't mentioned them for a while, but that's Chris made me keep them separate. They had some cool tracks. Apparently, the lead singer of that has like his master's degree in finance or something. A little bit of offspring trivia. Ooh, 2 hours and 25 minutes. You know what? I'm gonna call it, gents. And if there's any ladies in here, it has been a fun time. A lot of fun tonight on a Friday night, 11:58. Thank you all for joining us here on the Cheap Audio Man Hotel Friday night live stream. It was a ton of fun. I got the Saturday streaming shootout tomorrow morning going up at 6:45 a.m. Central Standard Time. If you'd be so kind, why don't you give that a watch? Share it out. I don't know. Tell all your friends about me. I'm just kidding. You don't have to because they probably won't be all that interested in a whole bunch of streamers. But anyway, I appreciate you being here. Good night, everybody. I love y'all. Have a good evening. Listen to some fun music.